If we're going to send troops into harm's way, our sons and daughters, whether they're flying bombing missions or ground troops or covert operations, we ought to have the guts in this body to cast a vote saying that that war is necessary. Not just act as cheerleaders and hide from culpability, hide from accountability, hide from responsibility.
Now that there is a Republican in the White House, what we're seeing is that Democrats are suddenly trying to rewrite the rules. National security moves fast. That's why our Constitution says give the commander-in-chief real authority. President Trump seized the moment. He did it responsibly, he did it decisively, and he did it constitutionally.
History is replete with examples of leaders who, in their hubris, thought they could shape the fate of nations, but were subsequently proven wrong as events ended up controlling them. Our own country sadly experienced this during Vietnam. The needless tragedy of that war, in which 58,000 Americans paid the ultimate sacrifice, led Congress to pass the War Powers Resolution we debate today. Congress intended to ensure a president would never again unilaterally plunge the American people into war without the people's representatives in Congress debating the issue. We owe to all Americans who have worn the uniform to honor that humbling responsibility.
Mr. President, war often has awful and unintended consequences. It should only be considered as a last resort. We should not go to war against Iran. First, let me state the obvious. Trump's attack against Iran is unconstitutional. Congress alone has the authority to take this country into war, not the president.
The War Powers Act of 1973, referenced by Senator Sanders, is not worth, in my view, the paper it's written on. It was an effort by the Congress back then to limit President Nixon's involvement in the Vietnam War. The way you do that constitutionally is that Congress has the power of the purse. If we don't like what a president is doing in terms of military engagement, we can stop the funding for that engagement.
On this vote, the yeas are 47, the nays are 53, and the motion is not agreed to.
Times of India videos, your daily dose of India and the world. Global news, different views, and sharp analysis.
Pressure of expectation from your fans, your supporters.
That is often served as a backdrop for several Bollywood.
You're not a brute majority anymore. If you individually take out Tehran.
Making sense of global conflicts. Tracking the new emerging world order.
Strike on Israeli military bases.
A multi-pronged.
To stay out of harm's way as Israel started bombing targets across.
Understanding changing alliances in a polarized world. Tune into TOI videos for all this and more. Click on the bell icon to subscribe and never miss an update.